So yeah, as Marketa says, I'm the Director of Digital Education. I work for the IDEA Lab, previously known as the EdTech Lab, which stands for Innovation, Digital Education and Analytics. I'm also currently the Interim Executive Director for the IDEA Lab. I have a long-standing background in digital education. Here at Imperial, we have a number of fully online programs, including our flagship Global MBA, which is ranked second in the world. We also have a blended executive MBA program and 2 fully online MSCs in business analytics and in strategic marketing online. I lead a team of 25 across lots of different provisions. So it includes my instructional design team. I have a team of editors, of video producers, developers, and researchers. And together we support our faculty in the development of online content. We have a more renewed focus on innovation and analytics with a lot of emerging new technologies around generative AI and VR, for example. But I'd say our specialism is really on online program design. And I feel passionately about this, as does Martin, as I'm sure you'll hear in a moment. And really, we're united in a mission here to share that knowledge with you and help faculty from around the world to translate their courses into an online or blended provision. Over to you, Martin.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Marketa. And well, I mean, for me, it's a pleasure to have this session with you today. Welcome. And well, we're very excited with this. With this info session today. But we are very excited with the program that we have. This is a program that we have been teaching for a while already. This is something we started back in 2019. So it's not a response of COVID or nothing to do with that. It's something we designed some time ago, both Zara and I. And then, we have, of course, enhanced and updated the program in the last years after several rounds and several iterations with, in different areas. In that sense, in terms of a personal introduction, so, my name is Martin Rodriguez. I'm Director of IE Publishing and Online Programs at IE University here in Madrid. And I have a team of 32 people where we design, develop, and deliver online programs for IE. Everything that is not a degree is something that we do in terms of online programs. So we have different types of programs, different types of online courses. We also produce all the MOOCs that we have in different platforms, in Coursera, in edX, in our own platforms as well. We also produce and design something we call multimedia materials, multimedia cases, interactive tutorials, as well as text-based cases, simulations, both multiplayer and single-player simulations. So all these type of things. We have developed a number of VR experiences as well, immersive experiences. So all these type of things is something we do. Not only, let's say, delivery online, but we do have that as an important core there. We have instructional designers in the team, project managers. We have video editors for producing. We have a studio here, but we record things out of IE as well. We have coders. We have people who are actually running the programs in terms of program management, program coordination, and all these type of things. So this is in a let's say, in a nutshell, all the things we do, and with that experience in terms of facilitating asynchronous and synchronous online learning. Well, with that and with all these background and experience, we have designed this program, and I hope this is interesting for all of you. So let's continue actually with the agenda, and these are the points we have. So Sarah, over to you, and yeah, please.
Thanks, Martin. So for our agenda today, I'll take you through obviously an introduction, a program description. We'll be talking to you about the online learning platform that we're using, which is delivered by Incendi. That's what we use here at Imperial College. We'll be discussing why you should take this program, some of your expectations, and then of course the most important part, which is to hear from you and to answer any questions you may have about the program and what you expect from us as well. So introduction about the course. So when we were thinking about this information session initially, and what was going to be most useful to you, we were a little bit torn on how we should on whether or not we should focus on the content or more on the operational side. And actually what we decided was really just to put ourselves in your shoes and think, if we were participants looking to enroll in a program like this, what are the kind of things that you would want to know the answer to? And so I've broken this down into 4 key questions, which is, why did we design this program in the first place? Who's it for? Why is it important? And what are you going to get out of it? So hopefully it's a little bit clearer now that you've heard a bit about myself and Martin's backgrounds. But in essence, we're really passionately committed to delivering high quality online management education. And we don't think that it's something that's a substitute for classroom teaching. And in fact, actually, in many cases, we think that teaching online can be the best way to teach students. And we've really been committed to this throughout our careers. We want to help faculty to reimagine education. So I'd say it's really led by passion more than anything else. It's also something we have expertise in. We have around 100 faculty at our school here at Imperial. I've worked with most of them very, very closely and taken them on that journey. And we really want to work with the EFMD to develop something more global, where we can have wider reach and really help others do the same thing, where perhaps you don't have this type of resource at your schools. I also just want to focus on the word management here really briefly, because I think what makes this program really special is that it's focused very specifically on online education for business schools. And we have a pedagogical approach that's designed to deliver that mission of a high quality, effective management education online. So who's it for? So, I mean, primarily it's designed to support faculty or early career researchers with perhaps some experience of teaching online, who are looking to take the next step to develop a fully online or a blended course. It is, as Martin said, it's worth noting that this program does predate the pandemic. We welcomed our first cohort in 2019, and we do recognise that the landscape has changed pretty extensively since that time. And for example, many of you will have had experience of teaching remotely during the lockdown, and that your priorities and probably your institutional priorities are likely to have changed. But we didn't want to waver too much from our original mission, because actually this program is not about being reactionary. It's not about responding to a pandemic or looking for short-term measures to facilitate remote teaching. It's really about equipping you with the knowledge and skills to redesign a high-quality online blended course. So it's more than Zoom. It's about reviewing the challenges and benefits of online teaching, learning how to design effective learning sequences, how to teach cases effectively, how to make the most of video, multimedia resources, and really to discuss the opportunities that are afforded by learning analytics and the emerging technologies as well. But the key point here is that we're looking for those of you who are still quite early in this journey. I haven't included it here explicitly, but we do also welcome learning designers, technologists, and other professional staff who are looking to support their faculty in developing online teaching for the first time and hearing a different perspective on the methodology for how to do this. But just to note, it's far from a crash course in how to be an instructional designer. That's a completely separate career path. So while there's some foundational knowledge, it's not really appropriate for any experienced instructional designers looking to further their theoretical understanding. So why is this important? Again, I've touched on this a little bit already, but we're really trying to get across is that well-designed online learning can be transformational. Online learning is more than just replicating what happens in the classroom using videos and webinars. There's so much more that you can do to engage with your students. And this is proven really by the high student satisfaction rates for all of our online programs, which are typically higher than for our face-to-face programs. I think we also need to acknowledge that, of course, the future of education is at least in part digital. So it's also about equipping you with the tools you need to future-proof your teaching as well. So in terms of what you're going to get out of it, What we're hoping you're going to take away from this, and certainly this is the testimony from previous cohorts, is that we're going to equip you with the theoretical and practical tools to design an online or blended module. We're going to support you to transform a module that you already deliver in a face-to-face format into a blended or fully online format. And you'll work together in groups on that. So if you don't have something particular in mind, that's not something that you need to worry too much about. And obviously you'll have access to both Martin and myself, but you'll also be working alongside a network of like-minded individuals. And what you'll quickly recognize is that you're not alone when you're doing this. There are other people out there that you'll get to meet and work with, and who will be a source of support for you, really throughout the program and beyond. And I think finally, you'll also have a little taster of what it's like to be an online student. You know, we have 1 week of online content, and so you get to experience firsthand what some of those challenges that they experience and what it's like to be an online student. And this will help you think about what you need to put in place to make sure that your students are supported in the right way as well. And of course, at the end of the program, you'll also receive an EFMD professional development certificate of course completion. I think over to you now, Martin.
Yes. So, I mean, how the program is structured. The program is structured, I mean, into, let's say, in 2 areas. One of these is going to be online, and we're going to have 1 week online with a mix of synchronous and asynchronous activities. So we will be designing, and this is something that we will explain later. In the platform, you will be accessing, I mean, different type of contents, different types of activities. So for you to work asynchronously during that week. On a particular day, I mean, I'm gonna speak about that later, we will have a video conference. And after that, then on the next Monday, we are gonna open the residential period, which is gonna last for 3 days. This is gonna happen in Nice, this is gonna happen in EDEC, as we mentioned, and it's gonna be hybrid format, even though, I mean, the idea is for all of you to participate in person. So we would like to encourage you to actually travel there and be with us in Nice during these 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday there in France. So let me go to the next one. So how is the first week, week that is online? So in that sense, I mean, we're planning to have a lot of things in that particular week. Of course, we're going to have a meet and greet type of forum. We are going to try to introduce the online learning, what this means. We're going to also review different teaching formats or different formats in terms of online. So we're going to include what MOOCs is, what type of SPOCs, which is a small private online course, a blended learning, longer programs. So all these type of methodologies. I mean, in terms of, we're going to track all the market in terms of the possibilities we have. We're going to talk about the online facilitator, the role of the professors, the materials, the infrastructure we need, all these type of things. We're going to start analyzing the benefits of online teaching and when this is going to be good for you. And in that week, we are going to try to plant a seed on your brains and try for you to start thinking about your context. Because I mean, in the program we're gonna have, I mean, we're gonna give you a lot of tools, but of course you have to land all this information, all these tools, all these frameworks, all these things we're gonna see, all these resources to your specific situation, context, and your institution. So each one of you will have different contexts and contexts and situation. So you have to understand that and see how you can, let's say, play with all these things there. And of course, we are going to introduce the let's say the elements of course design, and we are going to spend 1 day in the residential period on these type of things. But I mean, we have to introduce these, and then we are going to identify a project, start, you know, thinking about what is the course that you may be redesigning to start actually teaching this. We're gonna teaching in this format. I mean, we're gonna have many things that are going to happen asynchronously. I mean, let's say we're going to open the platform on the Monday, and on that Thursday, which is the 18th, we're going to have the video conference. I mean, the live session with Sarah and I, and we will, you know, grab everything. We will have discussions. We are going to have interactions there. We're going to have well, some discussions in this session, and then we're going to move to the next part of the program, that is the residential period, these 3 days in Nice. The first day is well, we start in the morning, early in the morning, and we have a recap, an introduction again to the course and to the things we have already done. And we're going to focus the first part of the session analyzing the challenges of online teaching and learning that we have today. So we're going to have a workshop on that, and we're going to have a case discussion as well. I mean, a case discussion with 2 parts, and we're going to have a discussion of a situation that is happening, and we're going to have these, well, all these areas going to happen there. We're going to see what type of support we need from the institutions, what type of teams, what type of knowledge we need in terms of capabilities that we need to that, and we're going to continue and share these, let's say, all these thoughts that we have started about the understanding the institutional context. We are going to have also a session on teaching cases online, on how to manage a video conference, and also start thinking on reimagining education from a digital transformation point of view. We're going to introduce a continued introduction of course design and principles, because this is going to happen during the next day, and we're going to have an introduction to the workshops and final assignment. And very importantly, we're going to have a panel with different experts. It's not only Sarah and I who will be facilitating this program, Sarah and me facilitating this program, but also we will have a panel with representatives from an expert representative from 2 or 3 different European institutions participating as well. The idea is to have someone from EDEC and other 2 European institutions. And well, we're going to have a final assignment, which is the redesign of a pre-existing face-to-face course. And the idea is for you to, well, redesign this into an online or blended program. And this is what we're going to have. Then the second day, and over to you, Sarah, for this one, is where we're going to start the application of all these type of things and having some workshops. Sarah, over to you.
Thanks, Martin. So yeah, the second day will largely be with me. We're going to spend the morning really going back to basics and thinking about how we design a course from the ground up. So revisiting our learning outcomes, thinking about how they align to our assessments, and then moving towards designing the learning activities that link these 2 together. So it's really about re-examining a course that you have already in mind and thinking about how to really put the foundations of your course together and re-examining whether or not they make sense. I'll be giving you a lot of tools. So it's a very practical day. I'll be giving you lots of templates and tools to take back with you as well that you can then go and use in your own work. What we'll be doing for the rest of the morning is focusing on the imperial approach to course design, which we call the Oscar methodology. And this is a particular methodology that we designed here at Imperial around how you take a course that you teach already in one format and then you translate it into an online course, and it will involve an introduction also to activity-based learning. So we'll be talking about what are the different activities that your students should be engaging with in order to meet the learning outcomes. Martin and I will then lead a joint session on videos and multimedia. This is quite an interactive session. We'll be showing you lots and lots of different examples and examining almost philosophically the question of what makes a good video, particularly how long a video should be. And you know, still, most of my faculty who have not worked with me before, one of the first questions is still often, when do I record my lecture videos? And many of you will learn from the pandemic that lecture videos are not a great place to start when designing online. But we'll be providing you with lots and lots of different examples and a taxonomy of video types. And then that will lead into a discussion on interaction design and engagement more broadly. In the afternoon, we'll be largely handing over to you to really put some of these tools into action. So during that online preparation week, you'll spend some time identifying projects. I'll be asking some of you to volunteer as group leaders, those who have a course, who feel very, very enthusiastic about wanting to redesign your course. Perhaps I know your school's decided they're launching an MBA, an online MBA, and you want to prepare for that, or maybe you're revisiting work that you already have in that format. But you will work together in a group, and you'll have the expertise of the other faculty who will work with you on that redesign project. And that really is the equivalent of the assessment for this module, is that you will work together, and then on the final day, you have an opportunity to present that back to us.
And the third day is it will start with learning analytics. We're going to be analyzing the possibilities it has, the different approaches, dashboards, ethics, all the potential it has. We're going to give you a lot of examples, a lot of things we're doing in our institutions, and things that we're doing with other partners as well, or we have seen with partners. We're going to see as well generative AI and all these type of tools. We're going to have a future tools and methodologies for teaching discussion. So the idea would be to have a discussion around, well, how these, let's say, immersive technologies, VR, virtual reality, XR or AR, augmented reality, metaverse, all these type of things can change the landscape of education, if they add value, what type of value, when to use these type of things. So all these wave we have right now with generative AI, with ChatGPT, with DALL-E, with all these type of tools. No, so we're going to have this type of discussion with you during that day. We're going to have a close with conclusions and final reflections, and then the idea will be for you presenting in front of us in groups how you have changed or transformed your face-to-face course into the blended course with all these tools and all these, let's say, different things that we have, let's say, covered during the program. So you will give us these presentations, and we will give you feedback on there when we are in these. Then we're going to have the closing remarks and the graduation ceremony, where we actually end up the program. So this is the whole structure of the program, with the online period at the beginning, then the 3 intensive days. I haven't mentioned, Marqueta mentioned these, but on Monday and on Tuesday there are 2 dinners organized, and the program will end on Wednesday, 4 p.m. local time. That's the idea, so that you can, if there is the possibility for you, you can go back to your countries that particular night. So let's continue now with the platform that we will be using for the online program. And Sarah will introduce the platform that we will use for that week.
Thanks, Martin. So the platform that we're going to be using is called the Incendi platform, and it's a learning experience platform that was developed out of my team back in 2018. It span out, and then it was acquired by Study Group in 2020, and is now used by a number of different business schools worldwide. Essentially, we built this platform to deliver on our pedagogy, so it goes hand in hand with our methodology for teaching management education. So in that sense, we call it an education first learning experience platform, and it's designed for high touch, social, active and immersive learning with over 50 different inbuilt activity types to choose from. It does have a simple and intuitive interface, which allows both designers and faculty to create content directly in the platform. From a learning experience perspective, from a student perspective, as you'll be taking it, you'll find that it's relatively intuitive to use, but we will provide you with all of the onboarding tools that you need. So types of exercises that you might be expected to participate in will obviously include videos and animations, but also you'll have discussion questions and forums. There'll be short quizzes. and very small activities around polls and word clouds and sticky notes, and you'll be asked to share your reflections. So that week is very active. It's not, here are some resources for you to read and go away. Your experience, building your experience as a cohort with us as your teachers will begin from day one. On that platform. Just a quick note to say, although we use the Incendi platform to deliver this teaching, and that is the primary platform that we use here at Imperial, what we're teaching is platform agnostic. So it doesn't matter whether you're on Moodle or Blackboard or Incendi or something else entirely. We're giving you the theoretical tools to take away and to translate into your own context. What I will say though is that for the workshop element and for the presentation, you don't need to feel constrained necessarily by your own platform. So there's some freedom there to experiment with anything you would like. But obviously, when you translate that back into your own context, you will be thinking in practical terms. But for this program, for the purpose of this, that don't want anybody to feel like they're constrained in any way by the technology or tools that are supporting your teaching.
Very good point. And then why to take this program? And here, well, at least we have these 4 points. The first one is if you are interested in designing high quality online courses, and I would say online teaching experiences or online learning experiences, this is a program that eventually will be something interesting for you. We're gonna cover a lot of elements, learning design principles, practical tips, different techniques, digital toolkits. We're gonna talk about the challenges in terms of education, in terms of the professor perspective, a student perspective, technological perspective, so institutional level, so all these type of things. And this is gonna give you, let's say, a new mindset, a different point of view in terms of, well, what means high quality online teaching. The second thing is actually to have a real and personal interaction and support with and from facilitators, and also with you, I mean, with participants, I mean, to not only to network, but to exchange points of view, to exchange experiences, all these type of things. It's something that we will include in the program. And there are spaces in the program that are gonna be for that, actually to work in teams, actually to have workshops, actually to have a final presentation, to have a presentation about the challenges and all these type of things. So you will have an academic support with a live session and also forums and feedback during the online part, but also you will have interaction with us there in Nice. We will have an expert panel with other people from other institutions where you can also ask their perspectives. Of course, we're going to have a lot of questions there, but you will be able to reach out and actually to ask them different things as well. As I said before, interaction with other colleagues, and also, well, you will be able to present your module redesign at the end of the program. So actually taking something solid and something tangible after that. Then in terms of the format, it's quite flexible. I mean, we would like, as I said before, and Sarah mentioned this as well, I mean, we want you to feel as a student who is taking an online program. I mean, and allow me the word student here. I mean, a participant who is taking an online program as well. So in the end, this is a blended program which has a week that is online. So this is a combination of online and in-person, or online and face-to-face program, with the online with synchronous and asynchronous. And well, the idea is that in that week is going to be fully flexible, but of course the 3 days in Nice are going to be very intense, and we want them, we want these days to be very productive. And then, of course, is to discover new trends. I mean, to try to see what is next, what is the future of higher education, where we're going. No, I mean, in terms of video, multimedia, learning analytics, dashboards, generative AI, immersive experience, virtual reality, and all these type of things, virtual assessments, holograms. I mean, the list will continue here, perhaps for many minutes, and the idea is to analyze these type of things, to discuss these type of things, and to see what is the potential right now and what could be the potential in the future. All right, this is why, let's say, the reasons behind taking this program. If we continue, then we have the expectations, and over to you, Sarah.
Thanks, Martin. So again, just to underline what the expectations are in terms of commitment. So the first week is online, as we've said. It involves active participation and exercises on forums and attendance and participation in a live session. It's about 6 hours of learning in order for you to make sure that you are adequately prepared for when we meet in person. And it is important that you are available to participate during that online week. That is then followed by the 3-day residential period in Nice. As we said, it's very active, it's lively, it's discussion-led. We're looking for you to help lead us as well. It's about sharing your opinions and backgrounds and asking us questions as well. It's discussions, it's workshops with minimal kind of lecture elements to it. Obviously, a commitment to working as part of a team. The group exercise that you do, you will work together with other people. This is how we found a lot of value in testing out those skills and really bouncing them off those ideas off of each other. And then, of course, there's the final presentation before you leave, finishing with a little graduation ceremony, reflection, and thank you from us. But just to underline again, this isn't a passive course. It's not a lecture series. It's not just videos and then us talking to you. To really get the most out of the program, you do need to engage, interact, reflect, and share with us as well.
And here we have a comment from a previous participant. I mean, we have Dr. Beata Udvari, who comes from the University of Szeged in Hungary. We have Beata here. Very happy to have you, Beata, to see you again. And she took the program 1 year ago, in Rome, May. So I would like you to share your experience with this audience today. And well, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Sarah. Can you confirm that you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. When I was, firstly, I would like to thank you for your invitation for this event, because this online teaching academy was really joyful and enjoyable and very great last year. When I was preparing for today, I collected some ideas that I would like to share with you, and I started with why I participated this teaching academy last year, and I collected 3 reasons. The first one is that it was in Rome. Of course, it is very welcoming that I could travel to Rome, so we shouldn't forget the place. Then last year I was starting to redesign our part-time study programs, and it's our aim to have online courses or online study programs, and I wanted to learn new techniques or new things, how we can do it professionally. And the third reason why I participated is that we were just in the procedure of an online course certification in this form of EOX, and that this encouraged me to participate in this program. What I learned, or what I take away from this online teaching academy, are so many things. The first one, that I realized that we still need to learn a lot of things. That we have a complete online distance program, but this online distance program is developed a lot from its beginning, but we still have to develop a lot if we would like to have a high quality online program by the end. And I also learned that planning is very important. So when you would like to design your own online course, you have to plan what you would like to do at the beginning, how you would like to complete it, what kind of tasks you would like to give the students, and so on. So you have to plan everything. You also need a team, how you can elaborate a very well-designed course by the end. And I also learned that not the lecturer is the most important part in this team, but the other people, the informatician, the designer, and the storytelling creator person is also very important. When the whole program started last year, we also had a very similar program that Martin and Sarah introduced here. And the online week was very stressful because it was a really busy week for me. And I was very sad, and I was saying that, oh, why I wanted to participate in this online teaching academy, because I have lots of things to do. But when I started reading the articles in Incendy, and when I started solving the task that you uploaded in Incendy, I realized that I would like to do it. So maybe you will feel at the beginning, I mean that the next students, that maybe you will feel that it is too much, or you don't have time, or you don't want to work on this. Please do not give it up, and start reading what you have to do, and be open-minded to the tasks and to the active learning elements that are available in Incendy as well. It was also interesting for me to see how a hybrid class can be conducted. There were some students from the US, as far as I remember, last year. So there was a person who got up early in the morning or at night because she joined from the US. And it was really interesting to see how Sarah and Martin could conduct this hybrid class. They could speak to us and they could pay attention to us, but they could also pay attention to the online participants as well. And it was a good experience for me to see how it can be conducted. I would like to emphasize two more things. The first one is that I offered my course to redesign it. So it was used for the teamwork that we had at the end of this training program. And it was a great learning procedure for me as well, because I had to explain my course to a completely outsider team. And they provided lots of good ideas for me because they were completely outsiders, and they could see my course from a different perspective. So I would encourage all of you to offer your course to redesign. The second one is that I'm really happy and I'm really proud of the certificate that I received at the end of this training program. And there is only one conclusion that I would like to add, and maybe it is true for all the things that you do, but it is also true here. The more you put in, the more you take out. And I could feel the same here. So I really enjoyed it with Martin and Sarah. They were open to other questions. It was really intense, as they also mentioned. It was really interactive. There were time to questions and answers, and they were also open to answer all the questions. So I would encourage all of you to participate in this teaching academy. And the last sentence, nobody paid for me to say such things. So this is the honest thing that I can tell you now. So I was really happy to be a participant last year. Thank you.
Thank you, Beata. I mean, thank you. And thank you for your words. Yes, last year we had a hybrid approach as well, with people participating from the US and someone from the Middle East, I remember as well. So there were some people, let's say, taking the course online. So after this is this is a presentation. I'm gonna stop sharing because I would like them to see each other closer. And well, I mean, open to your questions, open to your comments, and see, well, if this is something that sounds good to you and it's something that is interesting for you. Happy to answer any questions you may have or any comments. Okay, no questions then? Everything is clear? So, I mean, if you are interested, yes.
I think, Martin, we have one question from Franca.
There you go. Yes, Franca, I see you.
Hi, I'm Franca from Germany, from HHL Business School in Leipzig. I have one question. In case you cannot travel to Nice, and can you elaborate a little bit on the classroom setup that you're planning for, like hybrid participants? is there like simply a camera in the room and people have issues hearing stuff? Because I've been in similar settings before and the quality actually wasn't always that good. So I just wanted to hear a little bit about that and how you're planning also to involve participants who are not present. Beata was already mentioning that you did a great job like last year, so maybe some more information would be helpful.
Well, I can take this one, but also happy to Sara and Marqueta to join here. So, I mean, we are relying on this for, I mean, we're going to use EDEC technology. I mean, our understanding is that this is going to be very good in terms of how everything is setting for the technology and for the participants who are going to be taking the program online. I mean, so it's gonna work. It's not only one it's not only one screen. It's not only one camera. It's, you know, a more advanced setting. Last year, I mean, the people who were participating, they participated a lot. I mean, they had the opportunity. We were talking to them as well. So, I mean, because we are used to working on these settings. I mean, so people who are, let's say, taking the program from other places, I mean, they are gonna, it's not of course the same, but they are gonna be interacting with us and also interacting among them. I mean, we're gonna have I mean, this and presenting as well. So this is something that is not just a let's say a view from an outsider or a person who is not actually taking the program. I mean, we take these people as participants, as those who are in front of us. However, I have to mention that we have to encourage you, I mean, if you are in Germany, to take a flight and which is going to be perhaps just 1 hour, and to go to Nice, because the experience is going to be, you know, I mean, we're going to have moments that are not a coffee, you know, a dinner, so things that are perhaps more informal, where we can speak not only with us, but also with the rest of participants in the program, right? I mean, so the experience in terms of those who are participating hybridly is going to be positive. It's going to be very good. But of course, if you are there, I mean, we are going to include a lot of elements that in an online setting you maybe not have, as just to have a glass of wine with us and to share or ask any questions.
Just
I don't know. Yeah,
to add to that a little bit. So I don't know EDEC's technology specifically yet, but I do know EDEC well. We did a lot of work during the pandemic in setting up our institutions to teach in high flex mode. So I expect the quality to be very high, and we will certainly have microphones. It's not just a single camera that's looking out. The setup will be good. They offer their programs in high flex mode as well. And I also just say that Martin and I both teach at our local institutions in high flex mode. So we do have quite a lot of experience at this point in teaching in this kind of mixed multi-mode. I will echo what Martin says, though, do come if you can. It's fun, it's entertaining, there's a lot of energy and food. And it's a good break as well. I mean, probably all of you know how difficult it is to attend things in a hybrid mode when you've got so many things on your plate. You know, having your split concentration, having another screen open, probably answering some emails as you're trying to listen, in order to kind of give yourself over to the course. I really recommend coming if you can. Obviously, for those of you who are, you know, I think we had someone from Australia last year as well. It's a long way to come for three days, and that's why we want to give people the flexibility. But my recommendation would be, as Martin said, if you can come, do come. But you're certainly not at a disadvantage from a kind of teaching perspective by attending high flex. It's not there's not a technology challenge there.
Thank you.
Any other question? Any comment? Let me see. No one else. Any complaint?
It looks like we have no more comments.
Okay, so with that, I think we can close. Marqueta, please.
In that case, yes, Thank you so much, Sarah and Martin, for this great, extensive overview of the course. Thank you very much, Beata, of course, for your kind testimonial. I hope now everybody have all the information that you needed, and all that would be left is to register. I will now share the registration link in the chat. And of course, I will be looking forward to meeting you during the program. Thank you for making time to attend this session, and we hope to see you soon.